you have ever said, girl, now why did they do that? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Hear Me Out with Karina Sorrell. I'm Karina Sorrell. Welcome back. It is week 4, episode 4. I'm glad that you guys came back once again to hear me just ramble and go on and on and on. I appreciate all the love and all the support that you guys have been giving me. You know, honestly and truthfully, it's hard. Not necessarily talking, because I can talk a lot, but it's hard getting on the microphone and coming up with topics every week to talk about. But I'm gonna do it, okay? Because I am very determined. With that being said, let's get right into this week's topic. I thought about this for a while just because I'm like, there's so many things that I could talk about. And I wanted to do an episode with my twin sister about, things that people say to like twins that are like, why would you say that? Or, just different stuff like that. But I'm holding that episode off because I want to get the setup and everything right. So I'm pushing it back, but I cannot wait for that episode. I also have some other maybe things that I want to do as far as like maybe like get some like Reddit, read some like Reddit stuff and then like give my take on the situation because I'm a very nosy person and I like to be in other people's drama. I don't like people being in my drama, but I definitely like being in other people's drama. So I was thinking about maybe doing like some ideas about that. Maybe some reflection stuff. I really want to try to keep like it lighthearted because I'm just a naturally, happy person until you make me mad. Then it's all over and done with. But for the most part, I'm a naturally happy-go-lucky person. So I would, want, that to reflect on my podcast. But sometimes we need to reflect. And that's probably one of the things that I kind of want to talk about right now is just sitting back and thinking, like, I remember maybe, I don't know why I said maybe like that. Maybe a couple of months ago, I was like, dang, I need to like find a hobby and find something to do and try to like get my life back on track because after having that diabetic ulcer for like half a year, like I just kind of just like lost the will to do things. Like when I first got to Austin, I was going out, I was walking places, I was doing whatever I wanted to do. And now I'm like a hermit and I sit in my own circle. And I told you guys the traumatizing experience that I've had with these women here in Austin. So, I'm trying to find friends, but I'm not trying to find friends, if that makes sense. So, just with all of that, just like having the diabetic ulcer, working, trying to find hobbies, trying to like find things like I'm actually into as an adult is so hard because I feel like growing up, I was kind of forced to be into certain things that now that I have all this free will, it's like, well, what do I do with it? So just with, creating the podcast, creating the website, like trying to do like the social media content. I'm not really good at that kind of stuff or whatever, but I like it. Like it's not like super hard or it doesn't, don't get me wrong, it frustrates me because, technology sucks sometimes. But for the most part, like it has really kept my mind like busy and it has kept me going and it has kept me like, just the creative juices flowing, writing the books and stuff like that, trying to get them published. Like I have been busy. Like I just remember just like laying down in the bed and just sleeping pretty much all day, which technically I still do. But if I'm not working, I'm working on the website. Or if I'm not working, I'm, trying to build this app. And oh my gosh, that just within itself sounds crazy coming from me because I never would have thought that I would have been a computer girl. Okay. But I have literally, for the past couple of weeks, I've been obsessed with coding. And particularly this app that I'm trying to develop. And I'm trying to keep it on the down low because, well, I'm not trying to give too many details. It's because, one, I had to develop it. Two, I had to pitch it. Three, I have to see and like tweak things that I personally like. And I don't like to say I'm going to do something and then not fall through with it. So I'm really trying to take my time with this. I'm giving myself 2 weeks to try to get it set up, developed. I'm actually almost done with the actual like background part, like the system and stuff, like coding and stuff. And the project looks so good. Thank you. But yeah, so when I sit back and think about all the things that I've started doing within the past month, because I've been writing since February. But like the website and everything, I started that like around the end of June, maybe the beginning of July. So I've like literally come a long way. To actually have a website published on the internet is not easy. It's not easy. And when we tell you what else, it's not easy. Finding support is so hard to get people to want to support you, even if they're in your inner circle. You can't expect people to want to support you. Like, I thought that, I'm not saying that I thought that people were just gonna ride so hard for me, because I automatically knew like it was gonna be hard for me, because I have a small circle. Like, I don't really talk to people and stuff. Like, I don't really put myself out there. So like this is like new to me. Okay, this is not okay. I'm new to this, not true to this. Okay. So with that being said, like, I don't know, I just thought that I was going to get way more support than I already, you know, I just thought that the support was going to be more than what it is now. Like, I maybe had like one or two people who were like consistently sharing, consistently liking. And I just had to be okay with it. Like, my time is going to come. And when it comes, and when I pop off, and when I get rich, I'm going to be stunning on y'all. I'm just playing. Just playing. But no, I just really thought that, I don't know. I can't really say I show up for people all the time as much as I really, really, really want to. Sometimes I get busy, or I get in like a depressive mood, or I'm like worried about other things that it's hard for me to keep up with certain people. But other times, like, I'm like that type of person where I'm like liking everybody's post and sharing, and trying to comment, or trying to find like something cute to comment or something like that. And so I don't know. I was expecting more like people would think like, oh, this is a cool thing, let me support. No. And like I said, I've come to terms with it. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not like devastated about it, because like I said, I know I'm putting in the work, and I know that I'm gonna have my moment to shine, and I'm okay with that. I'm not the most patient person, but I've come to terms after I done had restless nights about it. But we all have that thing, where we're like, I really, really, really want this, and trying to find ways to execute it. And some people are, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna execute it, and I'm gonna be successful. And some people are like, if it happens for me, it happens for me. They don't really put in a lot of work. Speaking of that, because this story just popped up in my head as I was saying that, let me tell you what my mother did the other day. So we're talking on the phone, and she's like, I gotta ask you a question. And I said, yeah, what's up? What's your question? And she's like, that website that you did? And I was like, yes. What about it? Because when people bring up my website, I'm like, yes. Tell me, ask me all the questions. Ask me all of the questions. She's like, did you come up with that on your own? And I stopped, and I'm like, yes. Because like what does that mean? And I asked her, like, why would you ask me that? And she was like, oh, well, I was just asking because I was like, I thought that somebody inspired you to like do that. And I'm like, no, no. I literally rolled over one day. I'm gonna tell you how this all started. Okay, I'm gonna give you the 411, the rundown, how everything happened. So back in November, I was in Alabama. No, yeah, back in November, I was in Alabama, and the government had shut down, and unfortunately, I worked for the government. So they had finally gave us our back pay, and I was like, "Ooh, well, I do need a new laptop because the one that I had, one, it was like running slow because it didn't have enough RAM, and two, I'm a Sam's girl, so I need all the storage I can get." Okay, so I go to Best Buy. We go to Best Buy. I found this laptop, and I actually got the laptop on a pretty good deal, mind you. So between November and January, I was, well, the end of November, because I got it like around like the 27th. I don't know why that detail matters, but whatever. And so from November to December, I was like, using it pretty religiously because I was in Alabama and I didn't have anything else to do. And I'm just not an iPad girl. Like I wanted to be an iPad girl so bad, but I'm just not an iPad girl. Sorry. So I get back home in January, and it's not like the computer is necessarily going to waste per se, but I spent $600, okay? And I'm about to get $600 worth out of this computer. So one day I was laying there watching Avatar: The Last Airbender because that's just me. And I'm like, damn, like I need to figure out a way to use this computer to put it to work. Like I don't really know like what I would be into or what I would use it for, because I literally bought this laptop just to play The Sims. That was the initial goal. But since I have base play, not necessarily is boring. I mean, because I could download the mods and stuff, but I don't trust them things. Okay, that's a different conversation for a different day. But I don't trust mods. I'm scared of them things. So I don't even know how to download them safely. Like I said, I'm not a computer girl. Okay, I'm just a girl that's trying to learn. Okay. So I said, well, why not just write a book? Okay. So initially the books were supposed to go on Wattpad, right? Like, like little mini chapters or whatever. And then the story started getting like real good. Like real good. And I said, why would I shoot so low when I can reach for the stars, baby? Okay. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try to publish it. So I finished it, edited it, did some more editing, then got the query package ready where you have to pitch, pretty much pitch this book in like a 3-page package. Okay? And initially the chapters, see, I messed up on the chapters. Okay, I did, because initially it was supposed to be for Wattpad. And I had to go back, reread. That's what I'm saying. It took me a while to like edit just this one book. That's neither here nor there. And when I tell you, I worked on this book every day from February all the way up until March. I would come home from work. I would wake up at 3 a.m, come home from work at like 3 p.m. because Metro Access takes too freaking long. And I would sit at the computer for hours after work, go to sleep, and do it all over again. So yes, when I tell you, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into that first book. Okay, I cried. I had mental meltdowns. Literally, my computer stopped, like broke on me in the middle of me working on it. That was the Best Buy guide, by the way. If you watched the first episode, then okay. Anyways, so like I was saying, from like February to March I worked on the book, and then I first started like trying to query book 1 because it's 3 books that's finished. But yeah, so, well, technically 2 is completed, finished. I'm still trying to edit the 3rd one, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I have kind of lost momentum, not because I just don't want to edit the book. It's more because, like I said, I have the website. I have trying to develop this app. I have the podcast. I have the social media, and it's just me. Okay, I never knew how hard it was to like, not necessarily run a brand. Well, yeah, run a brand, but baby, you gotta have the motivation. Okay, it ain't easy. But back to the story. So, like I said, I wrote it, queried it, still querying it, I have got passes on it, and it's more because I honestly truthfully think that it has something to do with the suicide attempt that's kind of like in the first couple of chapters. Which I'm not changing it. So, I mean, I'm hoping and praying and shooting for that somebody can just see the book for what it is, because it's a really good story. Like, and I'm not just saying that. Well, I am saying that because, like I said, in my head, I'm perfect. And I think that everything that I do is perfect. And I know that sounds a little bit delusional, but I guess I'm just going to have to be delusional. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But yeah, so just like, I honestly and truthfully do enjoy what I'm doing now. Like, I talk about it all the time, and I know people are like probably tired of me talking about it. I know they're tired of probably seeing the Facebook posts. I'm sorry. I gotta try to get it off the ground. Okay? Because when I become super big and super famous, because it's gonna happen for me, okay? We're speaking it into existence because there is power in the tongue, okay? And one thing about it, God don't play about me and I don't play about him, okay? Clock it. So once I become rich and famous, I want to try to like not necessarily come up with like a company where I have like employees and stuff. Like, I would rather do everything myself. One, because it's gonna get done. It may get done slowly, but it's gonna get done. And maybe my mood may change. I said mode. I meant mood. Maybe my mood will change and my attitude will change, because tell me if I'm crazy, right? So, I was saying that I was developing this app, right? Personally, me, I'm the type of person where I would rather develop the app and you buy it out, right? You can have it. I would rather be the founder and not the CEO, and not have to deal with like the logistics of everyday day-to-day, operations. That's just me personally. I'm not that type of person. I got other stuff I have to do. That's like me having to go to work, me having to write, do the blogs, do the podcast, do everything that surrounds this whole brand that I'm trying to start, right? And I don't have time to be worrying about just like small like details. I'm not a very detailed person. I don't care about the details. And so me having to kind of like change my mindset is hard. It's so hard. If that makes sense. I told you, I just be rambling. Okay. But yeah, no, I am just working on a lot of things, and I'm just thankful to God that he has, placed something on my heart, because I literally did not know what my purpose was maybe a couple of months ago. Like, I'm like asking God, like, what is it that I need to do? Like, how do I need to move? What kind of position do I need to be in? Because I'm going to tell y'all something that has been on my heart for at least a year. So, we had the whole government situation where they were like separating, so they was giving people like a buyout to like leave the government. And me, not being smart, I decided, I'm going to stay with the government and I'm going to work it out. And mind you, I had a whole medical issue. And literally that was my way out. Like, the whole time I kept hearing, leave, just leave. Like, you can leave. Like, this is it. Like, leave. But me, I was like, no, I want to stay. I need the money. You know what I'm saying? And literally ever since maybe last May, this has been on my heart. Like, on me to leave. And the crazy thing was they gave us an option back in May, and then they extended the option back into July because a lot of people was kind of on the fence about it, and then they decided like I'm gonna leave. But by then it was too late, so they gave us a second opportunity. That should have been my sign right there that was from God. But no. Obviously I didn't care. So I stuck around and I stayed. I'm still there, unfortunately. And so ever since then, ever since everybody has left who was gonna leave, I honestly and truthfully should have left. I should have left because that job is just not the same job that I signed up for. When I tell you I get so much anxiety and so much I get so depressed just thinking about going in there. And I would rather use my time that the free will that I have to create and do things that I actually enjoy versus doing that. It's not, and it's no hate to the job because it's so easy. It pays well. It has really good benefits. It's just honestly, I think I just outgrown it. I've been there ever since I was 23, and I'm 27 now. And I keep telling myself, well, I'm just gonna stay until 5 years, and then I'm leaving. And that is the plan. That is my goal. It'll be 5 years next August, trying to hold in there. But it's hard. It's so hard because when you don't have the will and the desire to get up and go and want to participate, it's hard. It's so hard. But I will say I want to thank God that I do have a job and it allows me to miss as many days as I have, is because I don't think that any other job will let you do that. I want y'all to know something. Getting fired from the government is really, really hard. It's not easy. Not saying that that's my intention, because it's not my intention. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you a story on how hard it is to get fired from the government. It was this girl that I was friends with, but we're literally not friends anymore. And so her and this other girl would go. We're gonna give them names, okay? I'm gonna try to give them names that's kind of close to their names, but not close to their names, because I like one of them, but the other one I don't like. So we're gonna call the first girl D. Me and D, we were friends, right? We hung out all the time together, right? Mind you, I don't like doing that, okay? I am a very, I have to have the social battery for it, right? So D and I had fell out, okay? So then she starts talking to S. S is this girl who was kind of neutral with everybody, but she hated that job. She hated it there, okay? And I would only talk to S every so often, right? But randomly, S stopped really talking to me. I would speak to her and she kind of would brush me off. And I was like, that's kind of weird, right? So then I had just heard from the bird that S didn't like me because of something that D had told her. And I'm like, you know what? For one thing, I don't beg and I don't chase. So if that's how it's going to be, that's how it's going to be. So then a couple of months go by. I want to say maybe 6 months, probably less than that goes by. And everybody turns on D because D would go behind people's back and talk mess about them. And then she's the type of person where she throws stones and hides her hands, right? And so everybody was coming up to me because they was like, oh, we owe you an apology because, it didn't make sense that you had stopped talking to her. And, they was just trying to figure out why I had stopped talking to her. And they was like, they should have listened. I mean, because I'm not that type of person. I'm going to let you find out on your own, okay? Because if me and this person went from hanging out every single day to us not talking at all, you should have known that there was something wrong. But they want to see it for themselves, and they saw and conquered. And I'll literally never forget the day that this girl S came up to me. She was like, I really, because she pulled me aside and everything. She was like, I really do need to apologize to you because I didn't know that she was like that. And I was like, girl, imagine me hanging out with her, not by choice, okay, and her turning her back on me. I'm talking about me and this girl hung out for months together. And so it was three of us initially. It was me, D, and this girl named Andrea. I love Andrea. Shout out to Andrea. And we were like the three amigos at work, okay? Then Andrea left the job, right? So then it was just me and D. Now, mind you, when Andrea was still working there, all three of us would hang out so often, but majority of the time it would be me and D hanging out. And D didn't have this thing where she was like, she had this thing where she was like, we just have to hang out every break, every second of the day. I don't like that, okay? I'm the type of person, we can hang out for both breaks and I get my lunch to myself. Or we hang out for lunch and one break and I get one break to myself. I need time to woosah, okay? To get my nerves right? To listen to my music. No, Dee didn't want to hear that. Literally, she got mad at Andrea one time because Andrea wanted to have lunch with her boyfriend. And the girl was going on and on about how she can see him on the weekends and she should want to hang out with us. And I'm like, girl, she can see us on the weekend. Like, me, just imagine me being there like, the whole time. I'm like, girl, get over it. But yeah, no, y'all should know that about me. I'm a very social, battery oriented kind of person. Like, when I go home, my mom has this friend of hers, like a family friend of hers that comes by. Her name is Shay. Love Shay. I love Shay, but Shay, every time she comes over there, she talks so loud, and I be overstimulated, okay? I don't know how else to like say that. I be overstimulated, and I have to get up, like take at least 10, right? And then come back. I'm not that type of person that can be around like loud noises for like continuously, like hours and hours and hours, okay? I need a break. Mentally, I need a break. So when she comes there, because she thinks I don't like her, and it's not that. I love her down. I love anybody who loves my mom, and you can tell that like she has like mad respect for my mom, and I love that for her. It's just the reason why I get up is because she's so loud. But yeah, no, I can be loud too, especially if I'm like excited about something. I can definitely be like, oh my gosh, let me tell you what happened. But yeah, no. She just be loud just to be loud, okay? And you know what? I respect that. I love that about her. I love that for her. If she's happy, I'm happy. If everybody's happy, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm not happy, you better get out my way. Well, it's about that time. I just want to thank everybody so much for listening and coming back, constantly keep coming back, because I'm telling y'all, it's not easy getting on this mic every week and trying to come up with ideas to talk about, because it's not like I don't have like the ideas and the thoughts and the hot takes and stuff like that. It's just more like constructing all of that into one episode and trying to like not drift off topic, because that's just me. Like, me personally, I cannot just think of one topic and just strictly just stick with that one topic. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting better at this whole podcasting thing. Like, sometimes I gotta pat myself on the back, because I'm like, yes, girl, you did that, okay? But with all of that being said, it's time to end the show, and I'm so sad. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you guys next week. And until then, we're out. And with that being said, until next time, thanks for hearing me out.